Back to New York City now, where Reverend Al Sharpton, again, I guess the camera just got laid down here, but he was speaking earlier along with the National Action Network. They're leading a protest right now. It's over DEI rollbacks, diversity, equity, and inclusion. They're not happy with the rollbacks, and they're marching down Lower Manhattan area.
That's right, headed to Wall Street with a message to businesses that have essentially rolled back their DEI policies. I'm sure we're familiar that sort of came into play once President Trump returned to the White House, right? There were several major companies that said, we're getting rid of this DEI stuff.
And if you're wondering, New York City mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani, incumbent Mayor Eric Adams, former Governor Andrew Cuomo, all expected to be in attendance. So for those in New York City that are wondering which one am I going to go with, well, they're all in the same pot. If they're all for against DEI rollbacks, but again, this is Manhattan, or New York City rather, one borough being Manhattan. But this is what it looks like. I'm just curious to see how many people show up for this. Okay, now we have the camera back up here, so we can kind of see who is rallying, so to speak, there on Wall Street in this area. I guess some security is there, but this was already widely known. You can imagine there should be some sort of police presence as well. It should be a peaceful protest, but again, not a fan of DEI, and those that are there are outspoken about it. But I would just assume the only person not there, Curtis Lee, while the Republican candidate for mayor in New York City, I don't have any reports of him being there. So if you had anyone that separated themselves, it would have been him. I would say, too, this would have been an opportunity for Cuomo, right? He started to pull ahead a little bit in polling. Maybe you could have said, you know what, I'm going to separate myself from DEI, just like so many other companies saw, and it hurt their companies, right? So maybe there's a reason why it doesn't exist, and there's a reason why there are rollbacks aside from President Trump and this administration. But if you've got all the candidates there, you're not separating yourself. I don't know where the advisement is on that, but we can ask our political panel.
Focus on merit, people.
Right.
You know, when you want the best outcome, normally you want the best people, and that could look like a wide variety of people. We could all look different, right? As long as you're the best people for the job. I think when it comes to companies' bottom lines, you'd think that would be the motivating factor here. Yeah. Again, these folks want to keep the DEI policies in place.
Led by Reverend Al Sharpton. All right, that's happening live. And now to Washington we go. The Defense Department is preparing for its in-house DOGE team to examine hundreds of thousands of contracts. This as part of an effort to cut back on wasteful spending.
Our national correspondent Logan Ratick's live at the Pentagon with the details. Logan, good morning.
And Sean, good morning. And the Pentagon's DOGE team is set to look through more than 400,000 contracts and grants in order to find additional savings for the fiscal year 2026 and beyond. Now, the Defense Department will submit requests to Congress to redirect some of the money saved towards other programs. A Pentagon spokesperson tells us that this review will span multiple budget cycles and aims to eliminate spending at odds with President Trump's priorities. Now, separately, while that review is underway, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is making other changes here at the Pentagon. He says that the Pentagon will no longer allow Chinese nationals to service cloud environments after learning that Microsoft was employing them, and Hegseth says that was a breach of trust.
And we're requiring a third-party audit of Microsoft's digital escort program, including the code and the submissions by Chinese nationals.